I recently had somebody ask me how I get rid of my gray water when I'm camping. Well, this is one of the ways. And you're going to need a couple things to do this. The first thing you're going to need is to buy one of these gray water caps that has a little threaded piece for a garden hose. Now, my gray water is strictly just wash water and shower water, so there's nothing too bad in there. That's up to your discretion what you actually do with it, besides dumping it at the dump station. But you'll also need something like this, maybe even just this hose itself. I like this because it has a shutoff. You can get the kind with a knob over here, whatever you want to do. You could even have a long hose coming out. But I take this thing and I thread it on under here. With this hose closed, you're going to pull your dump line. I don't know if you can see down in there, but it's just soapy water. So you can take that and go dump it down a drain, or do whatever you want with it, water a tree if it's okay in your area. While we're at it, I'm going to show you what I usually do at a dump station when I need to get rid of excess gray water while dumping my cassette. First, you need to come in your bathroom and make sure there's no water down in here. Let it drip off, because you definitely don't want anything or water in there dropping down to that cassette pocket when you pull it out. It could be pretty bad. Now we pull the cassette out very carefully. It is cassette dumping day here, and I am at the campground, so I'm going to show you how to do that too. Maybe you can see what I was talking about. If you pulled this cassette out with the water in that toilet, it would have came right out of that hole into there. And you better hope it was just water. And this is how I've been getting rid of my gray water at the same time I'm dumping my cassette tank at a dump station. I do the same thing, except I let the gray water pour into the cassette, and I usually use the gray water to rinse out the cassette at the same time. That way I don't need to carry a hose. Plus, there's no need to use fresh water to rinse out that cassette tank anyway when you got soapy water that needs to be dumped. Okay. Now what you're going to do at the campground is you're going to slide that cassette out without anybody seeing. And you're just going to slide this thing into the back of your truck. Make sure everything's closed though. Tuck it in. Of course, don't forget your rinse water. Then you're gonna hop in your vehicle, do stuff like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Hey, neighbor. You want to be kind of smooth, watch people on the road, but want to get down quick without sloshing that poo bucket up. Wave to people, make it look like you gotta go real bad. Nobody's gonna know what's gonna happen. Do your best to avoid anybody at the bathroom at all costs. Nod at them, make sure they're all gone when you sneak up. Pull off to the side here, right near the bathroom. Sneak on in here. Make sure you lock the door. Pull your cap off. You're going to open your flapper, and you're going to have your rinse water. Hop back up in your car, truck. Instant hand sanitizer. We would have been way too noticeable using gloves. Now we just play it cool and sneak on up back to camp. I don't think anybody's seen us. Now we're gonna back in real stealth-like. Slip that cassette right on in. But first we got to recharge it. I almost thought I got discovered back there. I heard somebody knock, but good thing I locked the latch. They wouldn't have liked what they seen going on in there. When you get out of your vehicle, just play it real cool. Go to the back. We're going to use a little of that extra wastewater and a couple pods to recharge that thing. Coast is clear. Oh yeah, if you got an iced coffee or some kind of a chocolate drink, take it with you. That way if you spill a little on you, you can just blame it on your drink. Open your flapper. We're going to take our other half gallon of water and dump it in. Take your favorite flavor of chemical. Close the flapper. Make sure your valves turn this way. Give her a discreet shake. Get that chemical working around. Alright, now we're going to slide this thing back in. Remember, the flapper's this way. This is closed. Lock it in. Make sure there's no witnesses. See any? All jokes aside, yeah, it feels pretty weird doing that the first few times, but you know what? Nobody cares. If you do it right, you do it clean, you'll be alright. Pit toilets are just fine. You're just moving some crap from one place to another place, literally. So there is no difference in that thing and this thing, really. Unless you have one of those places that has like a composting toilet, that might be a little different. You might want to check on that. For the in-between dumps and sitting over in a campground, that works out perfect. I'll still go to a dump station on my way home and then give that a really good clean out and rinse. Well, I hope that was kind of helpful for some of you out there that were wondering about the gray water in a tab or the cassette toilet, since it seems to scare everybody. But like I said before in the last video, I don't like to travel with anything in that. And when it's clean and recharged, I have about this much water in the bottom of it. That keeps sloshing down and mess while you're driving down the road. I even tried a little bit of water in the toilet trick. And the problem with this kind of toilet is when that thing vibrates, that rubber seal against the toilet base, it'll allow water to drop down in. And even if you got a little water in there anyway, that thing, water vibrates all around. Smell's gonna come up if you got stuff in there. I don't recommend doing it unless you have to. And if you don't care, it's gonna stink when you open the camper and then you just vent it out. Well, I thought that was actually kind of fun to do. And I will be posting up a more serious video here with the continuation of my tabcation camping vacation. And oh yeah, when you get back to camp, make sure you actually wash your hands with actual soap and water. See you later.